Attention, go!
So this is the first race in single sculls. It's the Diamond Sculls, and we see on the left of our shot from the United States of America the sculler Ansolabehere against Tom Graves, who qualified, who came through yesterday in the additional race that we had to have. So an all-American clash here.
Yes, let's hope for no more crashes today, but it was an interesting route to this race for Graves. He had to come through qualifiers. In fact, both of them had to come through the qualifying races last Friday to get into the main draw, but there was a sculler that withdrew after having qualified. Graves and another sculler, Bujarski, were the next best, as I understand it, out of the qualifiers, and were given the chance to race off to see which one should come into today's main draw of the regatta. And Graves defeated Bujarski and has moved into this race to come up against another qualifier. So an interesting development that there should be a race between the qualifiers and the regatta proper.
Yeah, and this is an interesting situation because I know Graves has represented the United States of America. We see him with USA written on the side of the boat with the international blades. He raced at the World Cup regattas this year, but it's Ansolabehere at the top of the screen with the white blades, who clearly must have beaten him in the qualifying races because he didn't have to do that special race. And we see him again here, moving very smoothly as we've leapt further down the course. And it is Ansolabehere who's still got that lead over Tom Graves, but Tom Graves is sticking to it.
Yes, he is, and Ansolabehere, a big, strong sculler, 14 stone 12, comes from the Potomac Boat Club in the USA. It's in Washington, and they seem to specialise in sculling from Potomac. This sculler doing well in this first race of the Diamond Sculls on the regatta proper, apart from the challenge race that was held yesterday. Graves has competed here at Henley with his brother, and I think they've won a double sculls at one stage. And there was a time when the two Graves brothers, rode in a quad with their father.
That's fantastic, isn't it? But we see Ansolabehere now coming down to the enclosures. He finished third in the US Olympic trials in 2016. So he's got real quality in this. He was in the US double in the national team last year. So he's clearly a very good sculler. Just see him catching his blades there. But Graves is going to have to make a pretty serious move if he's going to come back as they come up the enclosures.
Graves not giving up at all. He's lifted his rate in front of the enclosures to throw out the challenge to the heavier sculler. Graves a stone or more lighter than Ansolabehere, but the sculler from Potomac opened up a good margin in the middle of the race, the really important hard yards that need to be done at that stage of the race, and again enjoying this look back at his opponent in the closing stages. They're in front of the enclosures now, where those who are guests of the stewards are seated or standing to watch the race. They'll come up to the grandstands now, and it's a margin of perhaps 2.5 lengths as they come closer to us, but a good race.
Graves is doing everything he can to close, isn't he? Ansolabehere is having to take the stroke rate up. He's a big man, nearly 15 stone. He's moving as well as he can, and Graves looks a little bit more compact, a little bit stronger, like he's able to lift the stroke rate more, but I think it's that greater leverage, that long stroke from Ansolabehere, which I think is going to keep him ahead as they come down here towards the line just in front of us. But he's going to know he's been in a big race today. It was all USA all the way, but it's Ansolabehere who crosses the line. And in the end, I think there was only about a length ahead of Tom Graves, who came back well.
He really did. He flew in front of the enclosures, lifted the rate, and gave a little bit of a surprise or a shock to the heavier sculler, who had enough still in the tank to hold off the challenge.
So we saw it confirmed there in the first heat of the Diamond Sculls. That was a win for Ansolabehere over Tom Graves, both from the USA.